Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we're live on a Friday, November 22nd at 11:38 a.m. and dawn approaches. This has been a story that has been in the making for many years. A lot of us have said this was inevitable, obviously stemming from a lot of the things we've learned over the last years, the teachings of Raoul, the teachings of past cycles, the concept of the 4-year halving and the evolution of that shit is going to happen again story. And we're here again. Markets are marketing and people are trying to figure their shit out to do, what to buy. And meme season has been fun. Even I have partaken a little bit in meme season. But in the end, our story must remain the same because we are the rational crowd. I am required to be rational. It's actually a legal requirement. That's another story. So investments have been made, investments will be made. So if you are quick enough and fortunate enough to capitalize on player versus player, a little bit of meme activity, okay, don't forget to rotate that capital into investments. What are investments? Shit. That's a story we've been talking about for the last 2 to 3 years. How am I supposed to summarize that in a couple of sentences? What are investments? This is the most investable market I've ever seen. This is a more investable market than what people call the equities markets or the stock market or the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an investable market. And I would argue good part of traditional finance is unfucking investable. Stupid boomer meme coins. That's what stocks are. What do you own? You own jack shit. You own nothing. Boomer meme coins. People sitting around like, oh, I'm owning this company. You own a boomer meme coin and you're buying some boomer's bag that's retired in Palm Beach and he just sold a little bit so he could pay the monthly expenses and you bought his bags. That's what you're buying on the stock market. That's not the case in these crypto markets. And notice I happen to have the curve chart up because it took a lot of time to find bottom. It takes a lot of time for an investment to be realized for what it is. And because it really needed to first survive for people to even begin to contemplate what it is. And now you see quite a different tone of argument in social media. There is that sense of euphoria in people's posts. Um, you know, we see it very prevalent in when people are talking about meme coins and all the popular colloquialisms. But that rotates inevitably. Always does. It's just programmed into humanity. Capital flows from underperformance to outperformance. So it's an organic transition. You'll have to underperform in memes at an average, like societal level. An average, the total amount of people that are playing the meme coins need to start underperforming, and then they're like, "Fuck it, I need to figure something out." Like, "Oh shit, there's a whole crypto market." Like, what is this? This is actually a financial product, and then they start to literally meme on top of crypto fintech. I mean, we saw this in 2020. That's really what DeFi summer was in 2020. And there's a whole terminology for it. I don't really think we've gotten to like DeFi winter. 2024? December, January, February. I don't know. See what the terminology is this time, but that looks like that's potentially the timing because there needs to be that transition from memes to actual investable products, not because of a need for it, but because that's what occurs. So maybe there isn't a need for that transition to occur, but that is what will occur because that's how it works. That's how human psychology works. Underperformance rotates to outperformance. And once this starts outperforming relative to something else, the capital rotates. And then the whole story changes. And then everyone's like, oh, I saw it first. Oh, yeah, I've been invested this entire time. Oh, meme coins were just a way to get money for investments. Oh, I really do have a long term vision. I really do have a long term investment strategy, a plan, how to manage all this money I made with meme coins. 0.5% chance of making fuck all with meme coins. That's the statistical odds. Oh, go figure. I can't see my browser. I made a couple bucks. I made a couple bucks on some meme coins. I did pretty good. It was like a 5 chip. Oh shit. So it looks like I hit the statistical average. Because I don't really have time or patience to really sit there any longer. So I just have that in cash. And that was about a 5 chip. All right. Statistical average. I'm not complaining. Maybe I'll take the wipe away for the weekend or something. That's always a good thing to do. You live longer. You know that, right? It's very important to always remember that. I'm keeping this chart up because I'm like, could this thing literally break to like 45, 46 while we're streaming, please? Because you're right at the monthly time weighted average price. I mean, once you flip a long term resistance into at least breach it, you start to see price activity, start to see volatility. So I like to see that. It's been a long time. And you got to remember back here in January of 21, it was a $2 candle. I mean, come on. Let's pop a candle right to is that the 50? It's the 50 SMA on the monthly. I mean, this is small shit. This small stuff. The relatively small cap is a couple $100 million market cap. You got meme coins that are running around at this market cap. It's relatively illiquid at this point, which is quite fascinating. You know how much liquidity there was back here? You know how much liquidity there was back here? It was just flooded with CRV. It was everywhere. You know how much supply of CRV is available right about now? Not much. Not much, relatively speaking, especially relative to back here. Um, Bitcoin is not punching the 100 mark. It's close. It's trying. And that is very much consistent with not Bitcoin starting to perform. Either Bitcoin punches to like 120 and retraces to 100, and that whole downward swing from 120 to 100 is just super bullish, and that's like an alt season type of scenario, as people would call it. But that's kind of this price action right now. When Bitcoin stalls, capital rotates from underperformance to outperformance. It's the same phenomena. And this whole world is not a Bitcoin maximalist. In fact, the vast majority is not a Bitcoin maximalist. In fact, Bitcoin maximalists are an ultra minority. Speaking of persons that literally are only going to hold Bitcoin, and they have this just singular ability. Singular is truly singular. Like the world's coming to an end, and the Bitcoin is the life raft. And that is remarkable because, fine, you believe what you believe. I mean, I don't see it. I don't, and that's what a maximalist would be like. Dude doesn't see it. He doesn't get it. Maybe that's the case, but it's not that I don't see what they're talking about. I just also see, fine, they'll just make a new currency. And what do I want to do with Bitcoin? I don't want to spend it. I want what I want to do with it. I want to use it to print a currency because we finally have understood over the last years how you print currency, how countries and banks make currency. So all these countries are going to want to make their own currency. So let's use Bitcoin to make currency using credit. And depending on the performance of their currency, Bitcoin will have a relative valuation. So I don't know. I just see it much more sophisticated than just, I'm going to buy a Bitcoin and hodl the shit out of it. In any case, that plays into our increasingly sophisticated narrative that you actually have to have an income to be able to buy Bitcoin. So it's kind of like have you no, not have your cake and eat it too. Which came first, chicken and the egg? Yeah, it's chicken and the egg. It's chicken and the egg. So which came first, the Bitcoin or the income? You kind of need both. So that's where I've come to over these last years. You need both. You need your collateral, your cash, but you can't have any savings. You can't have anything unless you have income, cash flow. And there was like back to the original stories of all those years ago about buying a salary, buy a salary. No one ever told me this shit. So that's why maybe I should talk about it more. No one ever told me this stuff. Buy a salary. 'Cause that's what it is. No one ever put it in the terms that were probably most important. That would have made the most difference to a susceptible mind, eager to understand the world, not from a bullshit perspective, but from like somewhat of a learned and rational perspective. So that's what I offer now. I am the purveyor of that rational perspective that was never offered to me. Um, I mean, it's a whole lot going on. Where do I begin? I'm really excited for obviously the stuff that I've been playing with. DeFi money's still on the radar, a little slow, which I'm inclined to think. I don't think anything's slow with what they're working on. Um, Considering the pace of what CRV USD is doing, I would think they're doing just as much behind the scenes because they're hungry, and that's the whole point. Uh, w- how do we know things are happening? It's because they're hungry, and we see the product that's already existing. So that's cool. And AWA about to do a cap raise on the 25th. Hope you all whitelisted. And that's probably like old school. You just need a little bit of exposure to Curve ecosystem, and you have capacity to acquire some moderately priced, decently valued. I mean, it's not the cheapest. It's not your initial seed round. It's like, but it's like only 2.5 times initial seed, which is it's relatively reasonable. I think that what the community offering from AWA comes on the 25th. I'm shooting from the top of the mind. Correct me if I'm inaccurate, but I think that's the case. Um, what else went down this week? Oh my goodness. What the heck is this? And where's dark mode, by the way? Okay, seriously, where's dark mode? Someone tell me where dark mode is before I start to have some sort of visual issue. No, I'm not complaining, and I don't mind if there's no dark mode. I'm just saying, where the fuck is dark mode? Okay. If there's no dark mode, it is what it is. It's still lovely. It's lovely. That's the point. Guys, this is vote market V2. This is huge. That is really cool. I literally, for instance, you come in, you have nothing selected, you have your existing votes, it checks your votes, you unselect, select current votes. So your current votes are selected. You can set them to 0. You close that and you're like, oh, A was throwing around 0.00126. Oh, the heck of a number. Let's throw that in the basket and let's put it at 100. 100, and that's a hell of a provisional earnings. And this is awesome because historically you literally had to just zero things out, or I mean, back in the day, we literally had to go to the Curve Dow, the gauge voting page. Oh my God, you couldn't even find the damn gauge to vote on. Just didn't very difficult. You kind of had to go by, last couple, the address, the contract address, the gauge address. That was a pain in the neck. This is insane. um, I don't know how much Paladin's going to keep Warden up because they said they're trying to diversify. But holy, this is for folks that this has been the lifeblood of their revenue for the last years, myself included. This is an insane upgrade. That's stunning. It is just visually stunning as well as functionally stunning. So if anyone is retweeting or staked out, shout out. This is insane. Just throwing that out there. Julian and crew. Oh my God. Very impressed, very excited, and very content. Lifelong li- lifelong user, as a like hair club for men type slogan. I'm not only I'm not only a sales rep, but I'm also a user. I where, where's you need V1 though. I wanna who's starting to pay again. You go over here, check out Spell. There's a reason I keep Spell here. I'm not going to invest in it. I mean, S Spell, maybe it's a dollar product. Love dollars. You guys know me. I love my dollars, but eh, it'll do well because the whole damn world loves dollars and the whole crypto space loves dollars. So I just don't need the diversification. But what is their business completely dependent on that they have known for years? Liquidity depth. And how do you do that with vote rentals? So what have they done for the last years of extreme consistency? Vote rentals. So these will probably lingering. Yeah, final. So they probably just posted them. They didn't know V2 was launching. So I look forward to this guy coming over. It will, because what they do, they just recycle their capital. And it ended, and it's Friday, and they literally have all week. And that'll be here. That'll be here. You go. 77 million. Let's see what it comes in at. 0.00126 is pretty crazy. That's a large number. I haven't seen a number like that in a long time. That's the whole point. That's what we've been talking about. We haven't seen numbers like this in a long time. Anywho, what else? Anything else? Anything else? Nope, that's work. Tim, you motherfucker! Who put in that? No, 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 no. That is a wash candle. Somebody's just causing some momo. I was playing the Solana shitters last night. Okay, this you can't see the wallet. The wallet is an overlay screen, but I obviously no one sells the top. But what I doubled, tripled the bag last night. It was the breakout. It was this right here. So it's very hard. It's just right timing, and you see a chart that's just ready to go. So the biggest breakout. Look, I'm diversified in my conversation at this point. We're at the point of the cycle where the captain's talking about Solana shitcoins. All right, is what it is. So here's your alpha from a breakout standpoint. Once you break your high, you see this right here, just this high. So you start to go here, then it pops. Boop. And then, if you have the moxie, you hold it. Or if you're just like, all right, fine, 2x on the money in 30 minutes, that's cool too. Um, you wait for a retest, and that's exactly what hit. So this was that kind of run. It retests right back to resistance flip support, previous resistance, resistance flip support, And then to top it all off, you had these big whips up to the top. When did I exit? I don't know, probably in the fives. But now there's no charge setup. So you're done. As much as this is actually a cute little meme coin, and they've done some listings and stuff like that, but the meme coin. Oh my God, I'm talking about a fucking meme coin. Shoot me in the head. Don't shoot me in the head. Don't take that seriously. I don't advocate violence, but this is pretty bad that I'm talking about this. In any case, there's no charge setup. But this is exactly what I talked about during the entire bear market. You give me an ascending triangle or a potential resistance break, you finally got a no-brainer. You can throw capital at things like that. I wish I threw 50 grand at this thing, but I didn't because I didn't have it on Solana, whatever. Turned a grand into 5 grand. Nothing to complain about there. Never complain, always try and be a little bit humble. So it was also, what was it, Normie? That did well too, but not Normie on base. Normie. So there was your break. Okay, I got the chart. There you go. So there was your breakout last night. Boop. And now it looks like shit. Now this chart's literally destroyed. It's a useless chart. Now it's literally go back to the drawing board. You can't buy anything like this. You can't buy anything that looks like this. There's no structure. So what I would do from a Solana shitter standpoint, and I don't mind, I'll keep playing the shitters if and only if there's a good setup. So give it a little sort by 24 hours. You see your top stuff. Tim's right up there. Notice this Gecko terminal. I don't know why Normie's not here. It used to be, it was here. But everything else, here's the thing, everything else here looks like shit. You don't buy things like this. You just don't. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference in some shit like this that's starting to run. But look at this big retrace. And now we go to, now you look at PIM. But here, look at PIM from here, because this was last night. And I'm seeing this cup, and then it pops. Just look for the pop. Look for the resistance break, because once the resistance breaks, then it's, people are piling in. It's showing on the top 10 list. You got the volume and you get the spike. That's the way these shitters work. It's just all momentum. It's all, left curve. It's all very room temperature IQ type activity. So let's take a look at a couple. Fuck no, you don't buy shit. Oh, maybe. Huh. It's passive because 8,000% is misleading because it's obviously coming from down here. But what's pertinent is the structure here. This actually might be a quick little buy. Maybe I'll do a little buy with you guys on the stream. You go over to bubble maps. No, I want to. It's brand new. So was it like 15 minutes old? Age. Oh shit, that's fascinating. An oldie but a goodie. I'm looking at the 5 minute chart. Don't tell anyone I'm doing this. Keep this between you and me. That wick. And you see you're at a level here. Not so clean. This wick blew out, and I don't have the bubble maps to know if there's a concentration. If folks are messing around with like, a cluster of addresses that are like 3-4% of total supply. So what I want to do now, I'll go over here. Copy the address, deck screener. I mean, it's a year old. But the odds are the 62K liquidity. It's only 273K market. It's a micro. This is actually a bit of a better presentation. Higher lows. I mean, this is about a buy right here. Wait for the breakout. I don't give a crap if I have to buy, buy higher. I mean, it's literally like 270K. This is an insanely micro shitter cap, but I don't have bubble maps, which is disappointing. They don't know what kind of you got to know your vested interest. What other people are doing, what kind of supply they are controlling. Hmm. Started running yesterday evening. Okay, so it's just some old coin that started to acquire activity. So, but then who bought the supply? So usually these types of things are run off the bottom. So that's people with capital that are running it off the bottom, so they control supply. Albeit, look at that. That was a big wick to the upside. So that's a big capitulation. So, all right, fine. Let's take a piece. If it breaks a little bit higher, I'm opening my wall. Give me a second. Oh my God, am I doing this? Why not? Why not? I mean, it's literally Luigi Solana. Where are we on the top list? See, there's Normie. 1.9 mil market cap. That thing just completely retraced. Where the hell did I find this little Luigi guy? Luigi, number 6. Coming in at 9,000%. Okay. Bear with me. Throw a little something at it. Why not? So 321K. Fuck it. What he do? You gonna load or what, bro? Server. Great. Uh, okay. Bear with me, guys. We'll get back to actually rational content in a second. Just always go through. I don't like that. It's a pain in the neck. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get it in there. Okay, I clicked the button there, obviously. Give me a clip. Give me a clip. Give me a little clip of this guy. There you go. Hey, good. Microtransactions, distinct addresses. It's not like because a lot of these shitters, what happens is they get bots running it at 0.001 solid, like 50 of them, and they just run the numbers. All right. I wish I had bubble maps. No biggie. All right, we'll check back in a little bit, and we'll see how dumb this game is. Hey, look, maybe it does break. Okay, let's go back to rational land. Oh, Bitcoin at $99,000. That's lovely to see. Whoa, that's like a oof. We're back in rational land. It's so much better here. Oh shit, 44, almost 45 cents. There we go. Oh, show me 46. Show me 46 cents. Show me 46 cents. Come on. Show me Luigi breakout. Let's get a 2x while on stream. Pick a grams, no big deal. And let's see. Curve at 46 cents. Let's see Bitcoin at 100 grand on stream. Now that would be one hell of a Friday. All right, that's about it. Um, oh, I took some Velo positions. So y'all have known me as a curve guy, Curve Federation. I have taken my second outsized position. I mean, historically, I maybe if you go back to 21, there was outsized positions, but those all melted, and that's okay. So now I've created a second outsized position, and that outsized position is Velodrome. It's not the 1% type play that you do with the portfolio that I've talked about. 1% to 10% changes everything, and clearly, a little Luigi is not 1%. It's like point whatever the hell it is. But there you go. Hey, look, a nice little breakout. So that's what happens when you break levels. And now let's see. Let's see if we run. We'll get a 2x on this. Let's see wherever it goes. Well, that's how you do this relatively dumb game. You need the setup. You need the chart setup. So I took Velodrome. There was a couple of NFTs available. I wish I had enough for the big bubba here, 5 mil Velodrome. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's actually not that bad. 80 cents. I don't want 80. I want this. I want the 61. I don't have that money. I don't have enough money. I need a shitter to go like 1,000x on the money so I could actually buy a decent investment. It's a very different kind of conversation than we've had during the bear market. This reminds me of like 2020 and 21 when we used to talk about like trading and like Rook and some other stuff that there we go. I fixed it. I fixed it. We were streaming, so we got kicked out. All right. And feel welcome to tell me in the chat if it's working or not, please. I will look. I'm going to get to the top of the chat and I'll look at the bottom just in case someone tells me it's not working. So, good morning, Charlie. How are you? Charlie, it's been a long time. I hope you're well, my friend. It's much a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And we have been here and we will always be here as long as I'm still around. Charlie G is in the house. Say good morning, Captain. Yay, Leandro, Blue Demon. Good afternoon from Ireland. Much a pleasure. Brazil is in the house. Mr. Barada. Yes, yes. Joel, good morning. Tapsy's in the house, back from a little bit of a break. It's all good. We all need that. Wow, happy wife, happy life. Yes, that's too true. Too true. That investment plan will come soon enough. Agreed. They'll buy curve at the top, extrapolating the next 5 decades of income based on top metrics, and they'll be right where we all are right now. Yes, because that's the way human beings work. Praying for pieces to be back in vogue. I think that's going to be the case. I mean, revenue's been down, but revenue looks like it's certainly starting to go back up right about now. 9 months of curve buyers and profit relative to its entire history. Complicated assessment. So it's only a couple of years. Think about there's a lot of things to think about with regard to these businesses. Most people don't think of them as businesses, and that's the complexity. They think of them as dino coins. But they're not dino coins because they're actually businesses. It's as if 2017 came and the ICOs actually resulted in real businesses. Except these weren't necessarily ICOs, they were different types of launch experiences, emissions, and yield, and DAOs, none of this existed 1617. So in 2021, we got a taste of some new shit. Actual fintech businesses in the crypto space. Actual fintech. Who'd have thunk? And that's where we are. Someone's trying to call me. CVX intrinsic value, 41% discount. Yeah, that'll come back. That'll come back. Is whitelisted. That's right. On Cross Curve, AWA. Trevor Van Meter's in the house, made alive again. Greatly appreciate all you've discussed over the years, invaluable to digest and help build my own thesis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the whole point. You can't, someone could tell you things, but we all come to our own conclusions, our own opinions. And the only way you could sleep at night is to actually have your own thesis, your own story to tell. Everyone tells their own story. So maybe that's my whole point. This is me telling my story, and I try and encourage folks to find a way to be able to tell their own story. So my man Trevor gets it. Sounds good. Wait, what offering? AWA. AWA's got a cap raise on the 25th. AWA. 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 Oh, AWA. Oh, I'm zooming in too far. I mean, it's literally they just got. What was it? This is so cool, by the way. They got the Sapphire winner for Sonic Boom. Oh my god. It was literally Stargate, and it uses Phantom, which will be Sonic, for as a liquidity hub, and they're gonna have their own they're doing a cap raise, so they're gonna have incentives and financing and whatnot. And it literally runs on Curve Tech. It literally runs on the Curve pools on Phantom, which literally produces revenue for Curve. This this it's you can't make this shit up. This is such a cool protocol. It really is. Diego, good morning. Good morning. Much pleasure. Yes, indeed. Good content lately, my man. I appreciate it. It's worth it. To produce something makes a difference for other people too. Um, Reg, CDX intrinsic value is tremendously mispriced. Yes. Oh my God, Cleve. Oof. It's off the radar. People don't understand it. Like if you get Cleve into how do you sell it? You got to sell it, and you need a user interface so you could so Cleve could do vote rentals, and it literally has to display the you know dollars per Cleve, and because Cleve owns what like 30 convex per Cleve, so that would change the price of Cleve, and until then, it's mispriced. Leandro, Reg, no dark mode. Throw on those eclipse glasses. Yep, yep. The con, every successful D app is launch their own chain. How those L2s interact with each other will show the liquidity fragmentation between the two. Well, I don't know about everyone launching an L2. I mean, look at Velodrome is just literally launching on the entire optimistic super chain. I absolutely love that, which is why I have my outsized position at this point. Um, not everyone needs an L2. We'll see what happens with Uniswap. It's still non-investable. You still can't invest in Uniswap. There's no product, no investment product. I mean, clearly it's an incredible, you know, product and service. There's no investable product because an investment that's a very simple contract. You give money and they pay you for you giving them money. Okay? Y'all gotta always remember that. This is an investment. You want me to invest in your company? How much are you paying me on the weekly? Oh no, I'm not gonna pay you anything. But it's gonna go 2x on the money. Fuck you, pay me. I don't want no 2x on the money. I don't want no 3x, 5x on the money. Give me 30%. Okay? Okay, I'll give you plenty of money. Give me 30%. Fucking shit, that's an investment. Pay a multiple of the risk-free rate of return. If risk-free rate of return is 5%, you better be paying me something good for, crypto market high risk, smart contract risk. You better be paying 20, 30, 40, 50%. Pay me. Simple as that. So don't when folks are investing in crypto markets, they're doing themselves a disservice by taking on excessive risk without appropriate compensation. I'm not buying something unless someone's going to appropriately pay me. That's another story about shitters like this. Come on, Luigi. Look at that. I like this actually. Look at the consolidation around this previous high. And this previous high was like literally an hour ago. All right. So there's micro time frames. Let's see what it does. I'll hold it for the rest of the stream and maybe I'll just keep holding it. The misleading, the percent moves because you're talking about 342K market cap. So let's see what it does. Maybe it catches a bit, but this is what's called 15 minutes of consolidation. Good to see. Anywho, let's keep Bitcoin open at 99, 320. It's literally going to go over 100 on stream. Crazy. Leandro, hello, Captain. How do you analyze Peter Zeihan's view that we are entering a multi-decade DXY bull market, as opposed to your opinion that will decline for the next few years? Okay, so it's not that I have an opinion that will decline. The market tells us what it is doing, and then we have an opinion based on literally what the market says. So if the market goes up, which makes sense, and that's the end game, it means everyone else is doing shit. If the dollar's going up, that means every other country is in a shit situation because they're buying dollars instead of their own freaking currency. It's like how many currencies are on this planet, and they're like, I'm not going to buy my currency. I don't want this shit. They're crowding into dollars. That's why the dollar goes up. And that's literally what's going on right now because China is getting hit over the head with a damn sledgehammer. This is the most piece of crap looking chart. This is some shit you don't buy. This is death chart. Okay, this is your Hang Seng. This is your Chinese stock market that gonna hang sang itself. This is your what? Support flipped resistance on the retest. This is the death chart, ladies and gentlemen, for Chinese stock market. Unless they change momentum, maybe that's where your dollar bid's coming from. Go back to the DXY because this is insane. So dollar up. So there's plenty of different theses, and clearly the market's telling us that foreign currencies are chasing the dollar and chasing U.S. investments. They're becoming more of a crowded trade because if you look at the Buffett indicator, it's an extraordinarily crowded trade. But I think that's misleading nowadays, the Buffett indicator, because there's a whole world that's demonetizing into basically the US dollar and US investments. That's a lot of capital. That's more money than dollars. The whole world of foreign currencies. And that's why the DXY is doing what it's doing. So the question becomes, like DXY is really geopolitical in that regard. When the dollar is going up, it is crushing on foreign nations. So the DXY going to 107, you know what that does to Japan, who imports everything dollar denominated? Oh dear, that's 7%. I'm telling you right now, that is a simple observation. If the DXY is at 100, let's say there was an even USD JPY and it was 100 to 1, and it goes from 100 to 107, that is 7%. That means everything that Japan imports is now 7% more expensive since September 24th. In the last month and a half, there's been 7% inflation on everything. that Japan imports that they need to buy with yen, but they need to pay in dollars. Imagine what that'd be like in the US, the headlines, CPI blowing out, 7% inflation in a month. I mean, we're literally freaking out with 0.3%, 0.4%. They're like, oh, things aren't under control. It's 0.4% in a month. And they got 7%. So that is why dollar up is catastrophic for the rest of the world. But that tells us that story. That's what Peter's talking about. How devastated the demographics of the whole world. Everything's done. Like China's cooked. He literally thinks China doesn't last a decade. I like his geopolitical talk. I I quite enjoy his geopolitical talk. I don't agree with his economic talk, but that's okay. You don't have to agree with everyone and everything, but I quite enjoy his geopolitics. Um, if the US wants to kick the can and not collapse foreign countries, because that's what happened clearly in like 22, there's a bunch of Africa is put under pressure, Central South America, smaller nations that print their own currency to oblivion get destroyed when the dollar gets expensive. We've seen a lot of that over the last couple of years. So if the U.S. wants to kick the can and prevent Japan from imploding, or some European country, part of the ECB, they got to devalue the dollar. So the market will tell us what it's going to do. There's plenty of reason for a bull market in the crypto space independent of dollar down or dollar up. Historically, it's dollar down the last two cycles. Dollar up implies Japan just keeps getting crushed. That's just because that's what the carry trade, that's the yen carry trade. So the yen is getting devalued. What are they buying? They're buying dollars, and then they're buying U.S. investments with those dollars. Either U.S. debt because you're getting 5% on your money, and you're borrowing at a 0.25% in Japan. So of course there's a good carry trade there. What's the point of investing in Japan if there's a 4.75% spread? Borrow as much as you can. So that's what's financing everything. So that's what the story I was telling you guys about a keto diet versus a glucose diet. So glucose is like Japan is financing everything with its devaluation, which is going to trigger significant inflation there. Or a keto diet where finally, carry trade starts to unwind, but then the U.S. is forced to devalue the dollar. They crank out those swap lines to prevent like the carry trade from completely imploding the entire system as it unwinds. So I don't know. The market will tell us what it's going to do. I speculate it comes down the DXY, go out to the 6 month, because that's what history says it will do. Nobody looks at the DXY in a 6 month or a yearly chart. Look at that. History says either the US devalues the dollar or we are going to have some serious issues over the rest of the decade. Geopolitical conflict. Oh shit, we already have geopolitical conflict. So it's a fucking hot mess out there. Thanks for bringing it up, though, Leandro. I like talking about the dollar and now that it's at 107.5. Oh my God. Because what happens? What happens if the DXY is at 107? It stabilizes at about 105, 107, but move collapses to 80, then 70, 60. Oh my Lord. That would be downright fascinating to see. So there's two stories. It's not just the dollar, but it's also volatility of U.S. collateral, which is exactly what Treasury and SEC and the Fed Reserve have tried to get under control, and they really have. How do you know? Look, they've gotten it a bit under control. Still needs to break that 6 month time weighted average price, this average line right here. But you get something down here, you get something down here, volatility. Things get weird. Things get very, very, very weird when bond market volatility is low. Anywho, next topic, the con. What are your thoughts on CRV and zero prices of future. You probably mean ZRO and CRV. I don't know. I generally expect prices. I don't know. The market tells us the price. I'm not really too interested in ZRO. What hell of an airdrop. Um, More interested in Stargate than ZRO. Like, turn on. Where's the fee switches? Oh, Stargate literally has it enabled. I mean, it's not incredibly lucrative, but it's an exposure. It's there. It was larger before when V1 and then V2 came along, and it's less. Is what it is. I happen to like I like Layer Zero and the Stargate product suite. I like AWA and the Curve product suite. I like many products. Question is, how do you balance a portfolio based on a whole bunch of shit that you like? Not easy. OI chat, what's the offering llamas and curve lockers are whitelisted for? It's here. AWA. Here. It's literally right here. The liquid wrappers have a unique opportunity November 25th, and that's obviously VE curve as well as the liquid wrappers, CVX, CRV, YCRV, stuff like that. They're up to you can okay, black right. You get up you can the white list on the 25th allows you to buy up to $10,000 worth. That's it. A holder here. Okay. That's what you are whitelisted for. Connect the dots. Jangle's in the house. Much pleasure. Kook, the captain, doing TA on a shitter. What the heck is going on here? Look at that. It's a nice little breakout, though. Uh, it's not really TA, but look, that's $100, right? It's 10%. Let's see if we can get that by the end of the stream to two. Goes to two. I sell the two. It just needs to run a little bit. So that's not TA. That's a level. TA is like if there was a freaking 6 month ascending triangle. It gives you a structure of the system. This is just a breakout, and it broke out. I wish we could see. I wish we could see bubble maps. I want to see bubble maps of it. Uh, all right. No bubble maps. Literally has 60 grand worth of liquidity. I can't believe I just bought this thing. 369K. I mean, 3.25 thousand holders. This thing is micro, but that's a decent structure. It's a decent breakout, and then you get the higher high. I mean, clearly, if you bought it down here, but the down here, you have no idea. So what I don't want maximum risk, maximum reward. What I want is, all right, it's probably going to go up rather than down, which is the desired result of technical analysis. So basically, the breakout, you buy breakouts, 11,000%. Bear in mind, it's at 381,000. You get enough on the top list, and then you get a runner. Luigi. It's the only one top list that's at 1 year age. That's for the 24 hours. That's a large percent. Huh. Where's little Pim? Pim did us well last night. Look at these wash sale wicks. People are buy sell just to literally jack up the numbers. It's just a waste. Well, it's just stupid. There's literally nothing else top 24 that looks interesting. I've literally stared at all this stuff. Tough guys, 797. Fuck no. No structure. Actually, no, I take it back. I take it back. That was a big buy. I wish I could see that buy. 893 market cap. What's the users? 3K holders, and we're about to break. Let's see bubble map if we get it. Come on, give me a bubble map. Give me a bubble map. 1.93. It's not bad. That's not bad. Let's go over here. Tough guy. I want to see it. She's taking the $100. Let's go here. Open tab. Take that. Solana. All right. That's a break. Fine. I'll buy a little bit of this. Tough guy. Why not? Uh, Bear with me. Sorry. You guys asking me to buy this stuff. I'm gonna figure it out. Hello. Push it through. Ooh, gross. Ah, fine, fuck it. Let's take a bit. It's only a couple $100. Hit it. Tell me you're gonna want me to pay 7. There you go. They use a breakout level. And now what you do is you go something like this. Um, Goes out the line, throw your level, and look, the wicks below. Now you want to see resistance flip support. And whether it holds, it holds. Yeah. You can set, I mean, if you had a more sophisticated trading environment, you set a stop loss, but there's your level. There's your levels. 51,000. That's just misleading. And it's literally just off zero. It's literally, here's the line. It's at 0.003, and we're at 0.007. Now we're at 0.001. That's literally like 150%. So how old is this? Um, See it over here. 5 hours. So it's that giant number, 55,000, because it's off of zero. But it looks like, yeah, market cap 1 mil. It looks like it reached, because if you go over here, how was this launched? This wasn't launched with Pump Fund, was it? Huh. But there's 98K liquidity lock. All right, fine. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. All right, let's go back to normal land. Normal land. We went to crazy land. We're back in normal land. Not TA, Django. That's literally just a couple of levels. Buying a breakout. And if someone wants me to sit on and look on the Solana shitters, all right, fine. I'll probably say yes right about now, because there's opportunity from a breakout perspective. I hate saying that, but there is. Cap made a lot of his bag last cycle on Rook. This is how it starts. Reg, yeah, that was a good play. It wasn't. That wasn't. I mean, literally, 90% of the bag was literally just sitting from 2020 to 2021. December 2020. I remember how much capital I had, and that was like after all DeFi summer. And then 2021 happened. There was no like buying and selling in 2020. It was just the whole portfolio just exploded. So I guess maybe it did contribute, because otherwise I wouldn't have had the capital to go into 21 with decent investments without some of that activity. Sir Joe, present, Tapsy. Sir, been being with you since 21 and seeing you live by self. This is a damn highlight. My man. I mean, listen, when there's an opportunity, there's an opportunity. Now let's see if it holds. This guy looks like it's holding. I mean, this is the type of stuff you literally need to like just watch it because you got to watch for like just invalidation of a trend structure. I'm not gonna if this thing goes to like three, double, triple, quadruple off an 11,000% number, people are gonna cheek their bags. Yeah, I said it. And then just collapses, and then it doesn't necessarily hold because there's no strong support. It's not an investment. Anywho, Reg gambling 1K USDC on Luigi for context 1 mil. The curve is what was described as a great. Yeah, I don't know. That's a decent expression. Gambling 1K USDC on Luigi for context 1 mil. 1 mil V curve at what was described as great. Yeah, 0.00126 is insane, by the way. Gamble a little bit when people are throwing around. I mean, literally, they're throwing around their money in this shit. It's really insane. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Go over here. Let's get rid of the shitters. Look at this shit. See, this is what happens. So I buy the breakout, and you get the retest, and you get the blow off, and now you literally gave it all back. So, and this is between last night at like 10 o'clock and now. So that's like 14 hours. Don't give all your money back. If someone's buying it at the wrong time, at the wrong breakout, that's why it's either a decent breakout or it's not. So if this fails like down here and doesn't hold here, I'm just done. I'll take my 700 bucks back and call it a day. Similar thing here. I'll lose 50% on this. Imagine stop losses at 50%. Jesus, volatility. Ah, Hannah's in the house. Hello, hello. Much a pleasure. Required rationality, the most investable market ever. Stocks are jack shit boomer bags. Not this. Not what I'm looking at right now. Please excuse me. I apologize for being degenerate at the moment, but we go back to same land here. We're back in same land right now. This is the most investable landscape I've ever seen. It changed everything for me back in starting in 16, 17, especially in 2019, leading into 20 and 21 financial activity. Then over the last 2 years, it's the entire conversation we had about legal structuring, business structuring, and what's the long-term plan for this capital and these managing this capital. There is nothing like this because otherwise I'd be doing it. There's nothing like these types of fintech products anywhere in any market around the world. Hope that helps, Hannah. Trevor, we're good. Reg up 5 by 5. Oh, this is when stream cut out. Thanks for the shout out, Captain Charlie G is in the house, my friend. Mr. Barada talking about liquidity cap. Do you have some view about Barachain case and their liquidity? Nah, I don't know. I like everything in the Cosmos Hub ecosystem. I look forward to where it's heading. I also like the Polkadot ecosystem for what it's worth. Join the stream and I hear, fuck you, pay me. Welcome to the Rational Way, folks. I am DC Gets It. I mean, that's just our classic go-to because that's an investment. And that's what we want to do here. And because I sure as hell, I was up too late last night playing with garbage, trying to take other people's capital, and that's no way to live. So that's not something I would ever encourage excessively. And you can have a little. It's not really fun. Why do they say fun? Have a little fun on stream and show you those two activities. Maybe that's being a bad role model, and I shouldn't do things like that. Now I'm second guessing myself, and I make sure I'm a good person, good role model. Straight out of the Goodfellas. Fuck you, pay me. That's right. That is right. I mean, literally is my fuck you, pay me. There's no question. If I'm going to give you money, Someone's going to pay me. I'm not giving you money. Like, I'm not giving you a dollar. So that's my equation for capital management. Those guys, they expected a little much, and then they did a little bit of insurance fraud. That's another story. That's neither here nor there. The point is, pay me. Simple as that. The slippage, bro, like 5%. You go. It was something. Is that 20%? Flip it around. No. Yeah. 20%. 25%. That's cool. Where are we at? 425K. This Luigi, bro, and it's broken out. This thing's gonna run to like a 2, 3 mil, and I'll get like a 5, 6x on it. It's a good one. Don't you any of you buy this shit because I'm gonna sell it. So don't do that. I'm not that guy. Telling you right now, that's how a lot of people do it. They say what they're doing, and then everyone else does it. But meanwhile, person who's talking about it literally is going to sell it opportunistically. So for the love of God, don't fucking touch this shit. Please, don't do it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm showing you guys this. Let's see if it bounces. I'm literally playing with less than a mil market cap. That's 100K lock liquidity. All right, let's see what it does. I think we're going to wrap it up. If you're on X or on YouTube, please feel welcome to drop any questions in the stream. More than happy to talk about anything on your mind. Otherwise, we will wrap this up shortly. Um, Whether we hit past the 100 or not is another story. But this chop suey on Bitcoin is clearly allowing the rest of the market to do moderately well. I gave my thoughts about Ethereum for the cash position. I mean, you get some nice multiples potentially on Ethereum, but that's not what I want to do with the cash position. So I told you guys on it was Wednesday, uh, Bitcoin maximalist as cash. Great, there is no second best. But you got to have Ethereum because you got to pay gas. But I'm not going to treat it as cash. Maybe it's ultrasound money, maybe it's not. Frankly, there's been 0% inflation since the merge, so that's pretty wild. It's not Bitcoin, and that means something. And your cash position, you don't need to outperform Bitcoin. You don't need that. You want your cash position to be relatively consistent, predictable, and reasonable. So Bitcoin and dollars and call it a day. With cash, have enough ETH for gas. And then you got to invest because you need cash flow. And that's the whole thing with capital management. That's the whole story. So I'm really looking for a trade on a giant macro asset like Ethereum that's worth hundreds of billions. So that's okay. That's all good. Yay! Come on, Luigi. Go, Luigi, go. Come on. Mario's chasing you. Come on, fucker. Do a little cup and handle and run it. Yeah, Mario gonna give some multiples. Mario gonna give some multiples. Okay, let's wrap it up for today. Thank you all for joining me on a Friday, November 22nd at 12:47 p.m. Do not do what I'm doing on the screen. Go back to normal land and stay rational and don't let the market get to you. Make slow, calculated decisions based on logic and reason. And hopefully, you spent the last couple of years preparing. And if you haven't and you're starting now, over the next 4 years, you will be better. You will know more and you will be able to make better decisions. Take your time. The most important thing is that you're cool, calm, and collected. Being frantic and unprepared and it doesn't help anyone. If anything, it just has an increasing odds of hurting you. both financially and emotionally. So enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all next week. Till then, peace.